You feel it, don't you? That cold, heavy weight pressing down? The whisper that started as a flicker of doubt and now screams in your ear, "Just stop, it's too hard, it's not worth it, give up." Every fiber of your being aches, every obstacle feels insurmountable. The finish line you once saw so clearly is now shrouded in fog. Maybe it was never even there. This feeling, this urge to quit, it's the most human thing in the world. It's the siren song of comfort calling you back to the shores of mediocrity, away from the treacherous waters of ambition. Most people heed that call. They turn the ship around. They settle. They let the dream die, whispering justifications to themselves, burying it under layers of practicality and fear. But you are not most people. Not anymore. Because deep within you, beneath the exhaustion and the doubt, there's a spark, an ember of defiance, a refusal to surrender the vision that set your soul ablaze in the first place. Today, we're not talking about finding motivation. Motivation is fleeting, a fair-weather friend that abandons you when the storm hits. We are talking about forging something far more powerful, something elemental, something that burns steady and hot even in the darkest blizzard. We are talking about persistence, not the stubborn, blind banging against a wall, but the intelligent, relentless, commanded force that bends reality to its will. This is the force that separates the forgotten from the legends. This is the alchemy that transmutes failure into fuel, setback into setup, and despair into unshakable resolve. This is how you command persistence when every cell in your body screams for you to quit. Understand this first. The urge to quit is not a sign of weakness. It is proof that you are aiming for something significant. Resistance only appears when you are moving towards something worthwhile. Ease is the hallmark of the path already trodden, the path of least resistance that leads only to where everyone else already is. The friction you feel, the walls you hit, the exhaustion that settles into your bones, these are not signs you should stop. They are signals that you are engaged in the very act of creation, of stretching beyond your current limits, of forging something new in the fires of adversity. The universe tests those who dare to dream greatly. It throws challenges like hammers against steel, not to shatter you, but to temper you, to shape you, to reveal the strength you never knew you possessed. Quitting is simply refusing the test. Persistence is leaning into the fire, knowing that the heat refines, it does not destroy, the true essence of your ambition. Think of Thomas Edison, locked away in his Menlo Park laboratory. Imagine the darkness punctuated by the fizzle and pop of yet another failed filament. 10,000 attempts, 10,000 moments where doubt could have extinguished the vision. 10,000 opportunities to declare it impossible, to listen to the critics, the financiers, the voice in his own head whispering failure. What separated him? Not genius alone. Many are brilliant. It was an unyielding, almost terrifying persistence. He didn't see failures. He saw, as he famously stated, 10,000 ways that wouldn't work. Each dead end wasn't a reason to quit. It was data, illumination on the path towards the solution. He had defined his purpose with such burning clarity, electric light for the world, that quitting wasn't merely undesirable, it was unthinkable. His desire wasn't a casual wish, it was a consuming obsession fused with unwavering faith that a solution existed and he would find it. Can you feel that intensity? That's the fire persistence demands. Is your desire burning that brightly? Or is it a flickering candle, easily snuffed out by the first gust of wind? You must ignite that burning desire, not a lukewarm preference, not a nice to have, a white-hot, all-consuming need that permeates your thoughts, your actions, your very being. What is it you truly want? Why does it matter? Dig deep, past the surface-level answers. Connect with the raw, emotional core of your ambition. Feel the pain of remaining where you are, the agony of letting this dream slip away. Contrast it vividly with the ecstasy of achieving it, the person you will become, the impact you will make. This visceral connection is the fuel. When exhaustion sets in, when rejection stings, when progress stalls, it is this burning desire, stoked relentlessly, that whispers back to the doubt, "Number, we are not stopping. This is too important." You must feed this fire daily. Visualize your success not as a distant possibility, but as an inevitable reality waiting for you to claim it. Feel the emotions of accomplishment now. Impress this feeling upon your subconscious mind until it accepts it as truth. This isn't delusion, it's direction. It's programming your inner world to relentlessly seek the outer manifestation. But desire alone, however intense, is not enough. It must be anchored by definiteness of purpose. Vague hopes dissipate like smoke. You cannot persist towards an uncertain destination. What, precisely, is your major goal? Write it down. Make it clear, concise, measurable. Burn it into your consciousness. This clarity acts as your compass in the storm. When the waves of doubt and difficulty crash over you, when you lose sight of the shore, your definite purpose is the unblinking lighthouse guiding you forward. It simplifies decision-making. Does this action move me closer to my definite purpose? If yes, do it. If no, discard it. This ruthless focus conserves energy, prevents drift, and keeps you locked onto the target even when visibility is zero. Henry Ford didn't just vaguely want to make cars. He had a definite purpose: to build a motor car for the great multitude, so low in price that no man making a good salary would be unable to own one. That specific, unwavering vision drove every innovation, every efficiency, every relentless push through setbacks and skepticism until the Model T transformed the world. Without that pinpoint focus, persistence lacks direction. It becomes mere flailing. Define your target. Know exactly what you are fighting for. With desire burning and purpose defined, you must cultivate the bedrock of all achievement: unshakable faith. Not blind optimism, but a deep, profound conviction in your ability to reach your goal, even when all evidence seems to contradict it. Faith is the antidote to fear. It's the quiet certainty that whispers, "Keep going," when logic screams, "Impossible." This isn't about denying reality. It's about refusing to let current reality dictate your ultimate destiny. Faith is built, brick by brick, through deliberate mental effort. It's nurtured through autosuggestion, the conscious programming of your subconscious mind. You must relentlessly feed your mind affirmations of your capability, visualizations of your success, declarations of your persistence. Speak your victory into existence before it arrives. Act as if failure is not an option. This isn't about pretending. It's about aligning your inner energy with the outcome you seek. Your subconscious mind accepts what is impressed upon it repeatedly and with emotion. Feed it doubt, and it will manifest reasons to quit. Feed it faith, and it will uncover pathways you never knew existed. Think of Abraham Lincoln. His life was a testament to persistence fueled by faith in a larger purpose, despite staggering setbacks. Failed businesses, lost legislative races, a congressional defeat, a failed senatorial bid, the loss of his beloved Anne Rutledge, a nervous breakdown. The list of failures is long enough to make anyone surrender. Yet, he persisted. Why? Because his faith wasn't just in himself, but in the principles he stood for, in the preservation of the Union, in a purpose greater than his personal comfort or political fortunes. He held on to a vision of what could be, even amidst the wreckage of what was. When you feel your faith wavering, when the rejections pile up, when the climb feels too steep. Remember Lincoln. Remember that faith isn't the absence of doubt. It's the decision to act in spite of doubt. It's choosing to believe in the unseen, to trust the process, to hold fast to your definite purpose even when the path ahead is obscured. Small victories build faith. Acknowledge every step forward, no matter how minor. Each action taken, each obstacle overcome, reinforces the belief that you can endure, you can succeed. Celebrate these moments. Let them be the kindling that keeps the fire of faith burning bright. Now, let's talk about the engine of persistence: decision. Napoleon Hill identified indecision as one of the major causes of failure. Why? Because indecision breeds doubt. It saps energy. It keeps you stuck in limbo, vulnerable to the whispers of quitting. Persistence demands the habit of making definite decisions promptly and sticking to them firmly. This doesn't mean being inflexible. We'll get to adaptability. But it means committing fully once a course of action, aligned with your definite purpose, is chosen. Quitting is rarely a single, dramatic event. More often, it's a slow erosion caused by 1,000 small indecisions, a gradual drifting away from the committed path. You decide to start, then you hesitate on the next step. You encounter a setback, and you waver, considering alternatives, questioning the original plan. Each moment of indecision weakens your resolve, opens the door wider for the urge to quit. Cultivate the power of decisive action. When faced with a choice that moves you towards your goal, decide quickly and act. Don't overthink. Don't procrastinate. Momentum is crucial for persistence. Action builds confidence. Inaction breeds fear. Even if a decision proves imperfect, a swift correction is better than lingering uncertainty. Successful individuals are decisive. They gather the necessary facts, trust their judgment, often honed by faith and intuition, make the call, and move forward. They understand that the world yields to those who know where they are going and are resolute in getting there. When you make a firm decision to persist, to see this through no matter what, you send a powerful signal to your subconscious mind and to the universe itself. You draw a line in the sand. You close the escape routes. You commit. This very act of unwavering decision becomes a source of strength, hardening your resolve against the inevitable onslaught of difficulties. Practice decisiveness in small things: what to eat, what to wear, which task to tackle first. Build the muscle of decision so when the big choices arrive, the choice to push through pain, the choice to ignore critics, the choice to get back up after falling, you make them with unwavering certainty. Decide to persist. Reaffirm that decision every single day. Persistence, however, isn't just gritting your teeth and enduring. It must be channeled through organized planning and consistent action. Desire, faith, and decision are internal forces. Planning and action are their external expression. You need a roadmap. Break down your definite purpose into smaller, achievable steps. Create practical plans, outlining the resources, knowledge, and cooperation needed. A goal without a plan is just a wish, easily abandoned when the first obstacle appears. A solid plan provides structure, direction, and measurable progress, making persistence feel less like an overwhelming climb and more like a series of manageable steps. But plans are useless without execution. Action, relentless, consistent action. This is where the rubber meets the road. Persistence lives in the daily grind, in doing the work even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Motivation will fail you. Discipline must take over. Build habits and routines that ensure progress regardless of your mood. Show up every day. Take at least one step, however small, towards your goal. Momentum is your ally. Even small actions accumulate over time, creating unstoppable force. Think of water carving stone, not through brute strength in a single blow, but through persistent, patient, continuous flow. Your daily actions are that water. Be relentless. When you hit a wall, don't stop moving. Analyze the plan, adapt the strategy, but keep taking action. Action cures fear. Action generates feedback. Action keeps the fire burning. Inaction invites despair and strengthens the urge to quit. Commit to the process. Commit to the daily effort. And let the power of consistent action carry you through the moments of doubt. This disciplined execution is the engine that drives persistence forward, turning abstract hopes into tangible reality. Even with desire, faith, decision, and action, the journey can feel isolating. The weight of persistence can become unbearable when carried alone. This is why Napoleon Hill emphasized the incredible power of the Mastermind Alliance. No great achievement is accomplished in solitude. Persistence is amplified exponentially when you surround yourself with individuals who share your vision, support your ambition, and hold you accountable. A mastermind group is more than just networking. It's a synergistic fusion of minds, experiences, and energies, all focused towards a common purpose or mutual support. When your own faith wavers, the collective faith of the group can bolster you. When your energy dips, their enthusiasm can reignite yours. When you face a setback, their combined knowledge and perspectives can reveal solutions you couldn't see alone. Think of the synergy between Henry Ford and his engineers, or Andrew Carnegie and his network of steel magnates and financiers. They leverage the collective intelligence and drive of others. Isolation breeds doubt and magnifies challenges. Connection fosters resilience and shared strength. Who is in your corner? Who truly understands your ambition and champions your persistence? Seek out mentors, peers, collaborators who operate on a similar frequency, who challenge you to grow, who refuse to let you settle for less than your potential. Share your goals, your struggles, and your victories with this trusted circle. The simple act of articulating your commitment to persist to a supportive group strengthens that commitment within yourself. Accountability becomes a powerful force against the urge to quit. Knowing others are invested in your journey, expecting you to persevere, can provide the external push needed during moments of internal weakness. Don't try to climb the mountain alone. Build your alliance. Leverage the power of harmonious collaboration. Let the shared energy of a mastermind group become the wind beneath your wings, carrying you forward when your own strength falters. This collective force can transform a grueling solo effort into a supported, dynamic, and ultimately more successful endeavor. Persistence is not just an individual battle, it's often a team victory. Now, we must confront the shadow that looms large over every ambitious undertaking: failure. Or rather, what most people call failure. Temporary defeat, setbacks, errors in judgment. These are not reasons to quit. They are inevitable milestones on the path to success. Persistence demands a radical reframing of these experiences. Hill taught that every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. This isn't mere platitude. It's a fundamental law of growth recognized by all great achievers. Those who command persistence do not see setbacks as the end of the road. They see them as detours, as lessons, as invaluable feedback. Remember Edison's 10,000 non-solutions? Each one taught him something crucial. Think of Walt Disney, whose early animation studio went bankrupt, who was told he lacked imagination and had no good ideas, who faced rejection after rejection for his theme park vision. Did he quit? The world knows the answer. He possessed an almost superhuman ability to absorb blows, extract the lesson, adjust his approach, and keep moving forward. He transmuted defeat into determination. This is the alchemical power persistence grants you. When you fall, and you will fall, the crucial question isn't if you fell, but how you get up. Do you stay down, nursing your wounds, blaming circumstances, letting the failure define you? Or do you rise, dust yourself off, analyze why you fell, integrate the lesson, and take the next step with newfound wisdom and resolve? Treat every setback as tuition paid in the school of achievement. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What weakness did it expose? How can my plan be improved? What assumptions were wrong? This analytical, detached approach prevents temporary defeat from hardening into permanent failure. It transforms stumbling blocks into stepping stones. Resilience isn't about avoiding falls. It's about bouncing back higher each time. It's about developing emotional shock absorbers, refusing to let disappointment cripple your spirit or derail your definite purpose. Embrace the struggle. Welcome the lessons disguised as setback. Understand that the path to mastery is paved with mistakes intelligently overcome. The ability to learn from defeat, to adapt, and to persist because of it, not in spite of it, is a hallmark of those who ultimately achieve greatness. See failure not as a verdict, but as vital navigation data on your journey. Underpinning all of this, the desire, the faith, the decision, the action, the alliances, the learning from defeat, is the bedrock of self-discipline. Persistence is, at its core, an act of sustained discipline. It's the ability to command yourself, to do what you know you must do, regardless of how you feel. Motivation is unreliable. Inspiration is unpredictable. Discipline is the unwavering soldier that stands guard over your ambitions when emotions run wild. It's the bridge between your goals and their accomplishment. Discipline is choosing the hard right over the easy wrong. It's forcing yourself to make the call, write the chapter, hit the gym, practice the skill, when every fiber of your being craves comfort and distraction. It's mastering your impulses, controlling your thoughts, and directing your energy with unwavering focus towards your definite purpose. Discipline isn't punishment, it's power. It's the conscious control over your own faculties, the deliberate cultivation of habits that serve your highest goals. Building discipline is like strengthening a muscle. It requires consistent effort and resistance. Start small. Commit to one discipline act each day, something that pushes you slightly outside your comfort zone but aligns with your larger vision. Waking up 15 minutes earlier, reading 10 pages of an important book, foregoing a distraction. Each small victory builds the muscle, reinforces your identity as someone who follows through, who honors their commitments, especially the commitments made to oneself. When the urge to quit arises, fueled by discomfort or fatigue, discipline is the internal commander that overrides the mutiny. It reminds you of the larger mission, of the price of surrender, of the strength you've already demonstrated. It demands adherence to the plan, execution of the next step, regardless of fleeting feelings. Think of the discipline required of athletes training for the Olympics, musicians mastering an instrument, entrepreneurs building an empire from scratch. Their success isn't accidental. It's the result of thousands of hours of deliberate, often grueling, disciplined practice and execution. They subordinate immediate gratification to long-term vision. They embrace the discomfort of growth. They understand that mastery is forged in the crucible of consistent, disciplined effort. You must cultivate this same warrior spirit within yourself. See discipline not as deprivation, but as the key to unlocking your potential. It is the mechanism through which you translate intention into reality. It is the guardian of your persistence, ensuring that temporary feelings do not sabotage permanent aspirations. Master your impulses, master your schedule, master your focus. Build the habit of doing what needs to be done, when it needs to be done. whether you feel like it or not. This disciplined consistency is the quiet engine driving relentless progress, making quitting seem not just undesirable, but utterly illogical. And as you cultivate these principles, never underestimate the subtle yet profound power of gratitude. It might seem counterintuitive when discussing the gritty determination of persistence, but gratitude is a vital component of resilience. When you're facing relentless challenges, when the urge to quit is strong, focusing on what you lack or what's going wrong fuels despair and weakens resolve. Gratitude shifts your focus. It reminds you of the resources you do have, the progress you've already made, the support systems in place, the very opportunity to pursue your ambition. Practicing gratitude, even amid struggle, recalibrates your perspective. It acknowledges the good, fostering a positive mental attitude that acts as a buffer against negativity and setback. Start and end your day by consciously acknowledging things you are grateful for: your health, your relationships, the lessons learned, the strength you possess. This simple act changes your emotional state, making it harder for frustration and doubt to take root. It reinforces the sense that even in difficulty, there is abundance, there is progress, there is reason to keep going. Gratitude doesn't eliminate challenges, but it strengthens your capacity to face them with a resilient spirit, making persistence feel less like a grim battle and more like a meaningful journey. Finally, understand that true persistence isn't rigid inflexibility. It must be paired with adaptability. The path to any significant goal is rarely a straight line. Obstacles will arise that require deviation from the original plan. Circumstances will change. New information will emerge. Stubbornly adhering to a failing strategy isn't persistence, it's folly. True persistence involves unwavering commitment to the definite purpose, but flexibility in the methods used to achieve it. Be willing to learn, to pivot, to adjust your approach based on feedback and changing conditions. Think of a river flowing to the sea. Its goal is fixed, but its path meanders, flowing around obstacles, finding new channels when old ones are blocked. It persists towards its destination, but it adapts its course as needed. When a plan isn't working, don't abandon the goal. Analyze and adapt the plan. Seek new knowledge. Consult your mastermind. Employ your imagination, both synthetic rearranging existing ideas and creative tapping into intuition to find alternative solutions. This intelligent adaptation keeps momentum alive. It prevents you from wasting energy on ineffective strategies. It ensures that your persistent effort is always directed productively towards your ultimate aim. The ability to distinguish between a temporary setback requiring a strategic adjustment and a fundamental reason to reconsider the entire endeavor is crucial. Faith and intuition, honed through practice of all these principles, will guide you here. Be resolute in your vision, but remain agile in your execution. This combination of unwavering purpose and intelligent flexibility is the hallmark of sustainable, effective persistence. So, when that voice whispers for you to quit, when the weight feels too heavy, when the darkness seems absolute, remember this: you hold the power to command persistence. It is not a mystical gift bestowed upon a chosen few. It is a force forged in the fires of burning desire, guided by definite purpose, fueled by unshakable faith, enacted through decisive action and organized planning, amplified by mastermind alliances, tempered by learning from defeat, sustained by iron self-discipline, softened by gratitude, and made effective through adaptability. This is your inheritance as a conscious creator. The struggle is not a sign to stop. It is the very process of your becoming. The resistance is the whetstone sharpening your spirit. The desire to quit is merely the threshold guardian testing your resolve. Look it in the eye, acknowledge its presence, and then, with the full force of your cultivated will, command it to step aside. Ignite your desire, clarify your purpose, build your faith, make the decision, take the action, lean on your allies, learn from the fall, embrace the discipline, Find the gratitude, adapt the path, refuse to yield, not out of blind stubbornness, but out of a deep, profound understanding that the vision burning within you is worth the fight. Command your persistence. Own the journey. The victory belongs not to the swift or the strong necessarily, but to the one who endures to the end. Go forward and do not quit.